You're listening to the Life with Old Dogs podcast, and I'm your host, Dawn Mimnaugh, primary caretaker of all of our wonderful senior German Shepherds right here at Woody's Place Senior German Shepherd Sanctuary. Hey there, folks. Happy New Year, and welcome back to the Life with Old Dogs podcast. We are covering we're in season 3, covering the 10 most common health issues in senior German Shepherds, and we are up to number 9, which is dog dementia. The technical term for that is called Canine Cognitive Dysfunction. It is a real thing, folks. It is a real thing, and it is a real issue. So I've seen people completely gloss over this with their older German Shepherd and chalk it up to, well, they're just old. And they have no idea that their poor old frosty-faced German Shepherd is actually experiencing dementia. So about 14 to 30% of older dogs will develop dog dementia. Okay, that's a pretty big percent right there. So I feel it's important to know what it is so that you know what your dog is dealing with and how you can best address it for your senior German Shepherd's benefit and your own as well, because trust me, you're going to need it. All right. So dementia, obviously, for those who don't know, it is a degenerative brain condition that results in impaired memory, strange and or unexplained behavior, and weakened thinking skills. All right. So we're just going to jump right into it and start talking about doggy dementia, how to recognize the symptoms, and ways to help your senior German Shepherd live his best life despite the condition. Okay, what is dementia in dogs? Like dementia in humans. Dog dementia is not an actual disease in and of itself, but rather a broad term used to describe the inability to remember or think correctly or make rational decisions that affect everyday lives. Dog dementia can strike at any time, but it's most commonly seen in older dogs. So for German Shepherds, for larger breeds, that would be around 7 or 8 years old. But it's more likely to happen when they're geriatric, toward 10 and older. In fact, we've had it here we've had it here twice now at the sanctuary, and I'm almost certain Brandy has it now as well. Brandy's 14. Smokey was 12 and Roxy was a whopping 17 years old, and both Roxy and Smokey had dog dementia. What are the signs of dog dementia? Okay, although the progression of dementia can be insidious. I mean, if you're really not paying close attention, if you don't know what you're looking for, you may miss the symptoms. In fact, I've witnessed with my own 2 eyes people who have an older geriatric dog, not necessarily a German Shepherd, and this poor dog was exhibiting all the signs of dementia, and they just chalked it off to he's just an old dog. And I thought, well, that's really pretty sad, that this dog really wasn't getting the help that he needed. Okay, symptoms, here we go. Confusion, anxiety, disorientation, like getting stuck in places or behind a door and can't figure out how to get out from behind the door. Not following a normal routine. Again, getting lost in familiar spaces. Staring at nothing. Barking for no reason and or barking excessively. This is a big one right here. Changes in sleep and wake cycle. This is called sundowning. Pacing, circling, and wandering around aimlessly. Can't recall where the location of their food or water bowl is. They may become fecal or urinary incontinent, increased irritability and anxiety, and not recognizing dog parents or perhaps, other humans in the home or other household dogs or pets. Okay. The sundowning, I said that's a big one. So we saw that in Roxy. We saw that in Smokey. Unfortunately, we're seeing it right now in Brandy as well, where they sleep like super heavy throughout the day, very heavily throughout the day, to the point where they kind of need to be jostled to wake up, and then they're up all night. And then they're exhibiting the other symptoms, the confusion, the anxiety, the disorientation, the barking excessively or barking for no reason, circling, pacing, all that stuff. Melatonin helps with that, and we'll get into that later on. But melatonin definitely helps with that, as does trying to wake them during the day if you can, if you're home and you don't work outside of the home. It definitely helps if you can at least have that senior German Shepherd up more throughout the day, as opposed to letting them sleep throughout the day and then they're up all night and confused and anxious. All right, let's see. Disorientation. So that's a big one as well. Again, I'm seeing it in Brandy right now, where she goes out the dog door at night. Now, I close the dog door right around 8:00 at night. But I'm going to say like around 6:30, 6:45-ish, somewhere around there, she starts going out the dog door a lot, and she's just standing out in the fenced-in dog yard just barking. And it's dark. She can't see anything. She's just barking. She's not really sure what she's doing. I constantly redirect her back inside. I don't want to shut the dog door because other dogs still need to use it to go out to the bathroom. Inevitably, 10 minutes later, I find her out in the dog yard again, just staring off, barking, not really sure what's going on. I have to shine a flashlight for her to know where the dog door is to come back inside. So these are all typical things of an older dog experiencing dementia. The fecal and urinary incontinence. So here's a good example of this. So Roxy was a 14-year-old German Shepherd when we took her in, and she miraculously lived to be 17. So we've had 2 dogs now here at the sanctuary live to be 17 years old. Poor Roxy was just so bad at the end in her final days, and she had cancer, she had dementia. It was just sad. I would open the door for Roxy to go outside. I would literally walk her outside to go to the bathroom, and she would just stand there. She would stand there. She'd look around. I mean, she had this little look on her face like she was happy, but she had no clue. She had no clue. And eventually I would get tired of standing out there with her, and I gave her time. It wasn't like I was only out there for a minute or two. We would be out there for at least 10 or 15 minutes at a time. And I would have to hold the door open for her. I'd have to show her how to get back in the door, because if I didn't, she would go to like the side of the door where the hinges are. And she would just stand there waiting for me to open the door, but she had no idea how to get back in through the door. So once I would walk her back in through the door, she would pee. As soon as we got back inside, she would pee right on the carpet. Now, I stopped doing that. Now I just have area rugs and mats and all that stuff. Nothing's really pretty, but, I've learned over the years. But yeah, as soon as we got back inside, it became her thing that I knew as soon as her paws hit the carpet, she was going to pee. And that was how she spent her final days, actually peeing inside the house because she thought she was outside. The increased irritability and anxiety and confusion. For me, I can't even imagine what they're going through. I can't imagine what a human goes through with dementia, and I don't want to. My grandmother actually passed away from Alzheimer's, as did my aunt. And, I saw what they went through, but they were at least able to vocalize a little bit, even if they didn't really make sense. But dogs can't even vocalize. It's a guessing game for their humans to try to figure out what they're going through. That's why it's very, very important to know what to look for. That's why I'm creating this whole season of the 20 most common health issues found in senior German Shepherds, because I want to arm you with as much information as you possibly can have to know what you're looking for, so you can help your senior German Shepherd live his best life. All right. Not following normal routines. That's definitely something I'm seeing in Brandy right now, and have seen in dogs in the past. They, if we got up every morning at a certain time or they got up and at a certain time every morning, and then it was go out to go to the bathroom and then come on and have breakfast. And that doesn't happen anymore. They just seem to really, I don't know. To me, I'm going to describe it like a beach ball out in the ocean, just caught up in the waves, and it goes wherever it goes because that's the way the waves are taking it. That's how a dog with dementia may become. Like, there's no rhyme or reason to their routine, and it certainly is not normal anymore. And again, the increased irritability and anxiety is a direct result of the disorientation and confusion that they're experiencing. And then sadly, again, the not recognizing dog parents or other humans or household dogs. Again, it's just like it is in humans. Eventually, they forget who it is that should really mean the most to them. And it's just sad to see. It really is. Okay, moving on. How is dog dementia diagnosed? There is no definitive test for it, folks. I hate to say that, and I've said that a few times now about some of the other 20 most common health issues in senior German Shepherds. I mean, sometimes there is no test, and so they have to. Your veterinarian has to rule out other things. Okay, but it's still important to take your senior German Shepherd to your trusted veterinarian to have a full workup done. That's blood work, that's full physical. Okay, checking the ears, checking the eyes, checking the nose, the mouth, touching all over. Again, full blood workup. But it may include X-rays and MRIs to rule out anything else, all right? Because there are other things that may look like dementia. Did we cover it? No, I don't think we did. Vestibular syndrome could look like dementia, which could also look like a stroke, which could also look like brain cancer. So there are different ailments that could look like dog dementia. So you just want to rule them out to know what it is exactly that you're dealing with. Okay. And then once your trusted veterinarian has come up with a diagnosis of dementia, then he or she is going to put a plan in place with you. Put a plan in place for a treatment plan for your dog with dementia. And when I say treatment, I mean there's nothing cut and dry. It's really supportive care. I just want you to know that. And speaking of supportive care, moving on, we're going to talk about some steps that you can take to help your senior German Shepherd if, in fact, he was diagnosed with dementia. And again, I just have to reiterate, this is supportive care. Treatment focuses on slowing the rate of the cognitive decline and keeping your dog as healthy and safe as possible during the process of the brain, unfortunately, degenerating. The first thing is diet change. And yeah, geez, that just makes my skin crawl saying that diet change. Again, I have a real issue with this, not changing the diet, but why wait? Why wait till our dogs get sick to change their diet to a better option? I don't understand this. I just don't understand this. As many of you know, I'm a huge proponent of home-cooked food, home-cooked, whole, nutritionally balanced food for the residents here at Woody's Place. That is not to say that I don't use kibble too, because we do, but a lot of the time it's mixed a little kibble with a lot of home-cooked. So anyway, I'm going to get off that soapbox here. Diet change. Your veterinarian may recommend a specific commercial brand diet formulated specifically for improving cognitive dysfunction. All right. I know Hill's Science Diet has one. I know Purina Pro Plan has one. I don't know, to tell you the truth, but I know those two do, but I just don't go that route because I don't subscribe really to the commercial brand diet, because I just think they're all in it for the money and not for the health of our beloved furry companions. So that's that. Okay. So anyway, but also you can take matters into your own hands by adding antioxidants and omega-3 polyunsaturated fats to your dog's food, if you would like, whether it be commercial brand or home cooked food. This has been shown to be beneficial in slowing the progression of dog dementia, as have medium chain triglycerides, MCTs, such as coconut oil, which, yay, we use that all the time. I even let the dogs lick that off a spoon. They love it. Additionally, okay, you can add vitamins and supplements to your dog's food, whether it's commercial brand or not. Actually, you should be adding vitamins and supplements to your dog's food if it's home cooked, because you want to make sure it's nutritionally balanced. Supplements. Here we go. SAMe. Da, 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 da. We love SAMe. Love it, love it, love it. It's good for everything. It's good for their liver. It's good for their brain. We just love SAMe. It's good for their mood improvement. So love SAMe, and we use that regularly. CoQ10. It's a powerful antioxidant that can naturally be found in the brain, in the organs, the brain, kidney, heart, and liver. But unfortunately, it fades. It becomes less and less as our dogs age. So you can add that as a boost in your dog's diets. CoQ10, that's another good one. L-carnitine. That transports long-chain fatty acids and produces energy production. Other good vitamins to have are vitamin B, C, and E. And again, I mentioned omega-3 fatty acids. CBD oil. Oh, wow. Anyone who knows me knows I'm a huge proponent of CBD oil. Go Dr. Hemp Dog. Yes, I love that. Love that stuff. Love Dr. Hemp Dog Company. Can't say enough good things about them. It is legit, folks. That's the CBD oil you want. Don't waste your money anywhere else. But anyway, CBD oil. CBD oil has been shown to protect the brain from cell death caused by toxins and free radicals. So yay, how about that? I mean, that's huge. And there's no surprise here, it also helps reduce anxiety. All right. So that's a definite go-to right there. And then, as I mentioned earlier, melatonin. If you have a dog with dementia and he's caught up in the whole confusing sleep-wake cycle, sundowning thing, you can certainly incorporate melatonin to help, if the CBD oil isn't working, to help reduce your dog's anxiety and to sleep a little better. You can certainly add some melatonin too to help your dog sleep more comfortably. Okay, so there are also medications that may help control the symptoms of dementia. Selegiline is one of them. We haven't ever used that, so I really can't speak to selegiline as I would like to. We've never used it, so I wouldn't know. The next one is trazodone, which we are using currently right now for Nona for her anxiety. Trazodone helps with anxiety, and it does. We certainly have seen a reduction in anxiety with Nona. And it also helps with the sleep-wake disturbances or the sundowning, as well as cuts down on pacing. So trazodone, again, I'm not a huge subscriber to medication. I'm more holistic. I'm very holistic, but I'm also a realist. So at the end of the day, if I know everything I've done holistically for one of our senior German Shepherd residents is not working, I will use prescription medication. Because again, it's all about making sure they're as comfortable as possible for as long as possible. And sometimes we reach the point that it's whatever it takes. Whatever it takes to get us there is what we will do. But whatever it takes within reason. I'm also, again, a realist. So I know, once the medication's not working and they're suffering, unfortunately, then I know it's their quality of life isn't there. Then I know it's time to help them across the rainbow bridge. But they are medications that can help. Selegiline and trazodone. Okay. Another way you can help your senior German Shepherd with dementia is try to increase their mental stimulation within reason. It could be any sort of mental enrichment or physical exercise. Again, I need to emphasize within reason, because there are things they're not going to be able to do. I mean, they may not want to, or they may not be able to, and you absolutely 100% should not force it if they can't, or it just doesn't seem like they want to. But here are some ways that you can increase their mental stimulation when they have dementia. And I just have to say again, this is probably earlier in dementia and not later. Puzzles such as a snuffle mat. They're the funky looking mats that are all like, I don't know. They're like kind of, I can't even describe how they are, but they're usually made of felt tabs that are all kind of clumped together and sticking upward. And you stick little treats down in between the tabs, which are close together, and the dog has to sniff them out and find the treats. Licky Mat also has they're the Licky Mats, but they also have Licky Mat puzzles. And now these are silicone. These are 100% food grade silicone, and it's the same principle. You use a treat, and the dog has to figure out how to get the treat. But again, this is a silicone based product and not like a felt type product. Introduce new toys. Playing ball. Playing ball is another good thing. And listen, when I'm saying playing ball, I'm certainly not meaning go out in a giant field and get your chuck-it stick and throw the ball half a mile away. That's not what I mean. When I'm saying playing ball, this is really like playing ball with a dog who has degenerative myelopathy and really can't move around that much. Because if your dog has dementia, you don't want him running at a ridiculous pace across the field, chasing the ball. I probably can anyway. But really what you're going to do is you're just going to get down on the floor and kind of roll the ball toward your dog, and he may catch it. He may kind of toss it up in the air a little bit. He may chomp down on it a little bit, but that's basically the extent of playing ball. Now, if you can be outside with your dog and throw the ball, you're just going to throw it gently. You're not, again, it's not the Olympics. We're not going for that. It's just a gentle little toss, okay, to your dog, and hopefully he can manage to get it and play with it. Routine exercise that is physically appropriate, again within reason, such as walking and swimming. Now, you're going to have to be with your dog. If your dog has dementia, even like early onset dementia, you have to be with your dog. You can't just open the door and let him go. You need to walk with your dog, and make sure that he's safe. He's not, getting stuck anywhere. He's not tripping over anything. He's not falling off a ledge or anything like that, or over a porch deck. And swimming. Even if your dog is a good swimmer, you should really still have some sort of life-saving device on your dog with dementia, even early onset dementia. Like when your dog's in the later stages of dementia, you probably are not going to want to have him in the pool swimming. But I'm talking about early stages of dementia. You could still get him in the pool, still get him to swim a little bit, as long as he seems cognitive enough to know what's going on. But you need to be 100% present, and you need to have a life-saving device on the dog. Car rides. Car rides are another good thing to do. Your dog's in the car. He's safe. Put down the window a little bit. Let him stick his nose out. Let him smell. Let him breathe the fresh air. Let him check out different scenery, that he doesn't get to see inside the house. Car rides are a great tool to use if your dog is suffering from dementia in the early stages. Training, again, such as nose work, hide treats. A thing that we like to do is with our degenerative myelopathy dogs is because we use these mental stimulation tools for degenerative myelopathy dogs as well. So we like to take cups, just like the red solo cups or whatever, and put treats under one of the solo cups, and then kind of, we'll have 3 of the cups, and we'll put treats under one, and then we kind of like circle them around like a magician would do, and then we allow the dog to try to figure out which cup has the treat under it, and they love it. They absolutely love it, and they adapt to it very well. So that's a nice, easy little, nose work exercise to do with your dog if he's early onset dementia. Another is an obstacle course. Again, within reason. All right, we're not jumping poles. We're not running, a marathon or anything like that. But if you could even put throw pillows on the floor, maybe like 3 or 4, maybe even 3 throw pillows on the floor, spaced out just so, and guide your senior German Shepherd through the pillows. Okay, weaving in and out through the pillows. That is something that's totally appropriate, within reason. If he can't figure it out, no big deal. He can walk over the pillows. Who cares? He's not really going to bother anything, but maybe he'll get it, and maybe he will be able to weave in and out between the pillows. So when I say obstacle course, I am thinking something along those lines, and not like something you would see, for the American Kennel Club. Again, it's within reason. Play dates with other well-behaved dogs. So I'm not talking about taking your dog and just, with dementia and just turning them loose in a dog park. No. It's not what I'm talking about. I am talking about if your dog has had a friend or a cousin or, something along those lines throughout his or her life, have that dog come over. Have that dog come over and just interact with your dog. And when I say play date, again, not necessarily talking about running around out in the field chasing a frisbee. I'm talking about just interacting, sniffing each other, laying near each other, maybe taking a little leisurely walk together, something along those lines. All right. So I just want you to get that picture in your head. I can't reiterate it enough. Mental stimulation, all these things, the swimming, the obstacle course, the nose work, the play date, the puzzle mats, all that. It's within reason. It is what your dog with dementia can do. Don't force it if they can't. Okay. It's just as important to know what to avoid as your senior German Shepherd's dementia progresses, as it is to try to keep your senior German Shepherd going. for as long as possible, right? So the goal here is for treatment, supportive care. You want to try to boost your dog's mental capability, physical and mental capability up the best you can for as long as possible. Okay. But eventually it's going to wane. And that's just the way that it is. But you need to know what to avoid also as your senior German Shepherd's dementia progresses. So, and now I'm talking about the later stages, mid to later stages of dementia. All right. We're not doing puzzles really as much anymore. Really, anxious, just confused, not sure what's going on, maybe not even, going to the bathroom outside like they regularly would. So when we get to that point, here's what you need to do. You need to keep his routine the exact same. You're not changing anything up. Keep it the exact same day in and day out. Don't move any furniture around. That's okay. You have a dog in your house that his wits really aren't there. That's not the time to be rearranging furniture or getting new furniture or anything along those lines, redoing a room. Just don't. Just wait. And don't move his bed. Wherever his bed is, you need to leave his bed. If you want him to lay in a different spot, maybe add an additional bed, but don't move his bed from his spot that he's known for, years or his whole life. Okay, and now at this point, you want to keep his food and water bowl in the exact same location, all right? Just like the bedding. Don't be moving it. Maybe like the only thing he remembers, really. So don't be cruel. Don't be moving it because it would be cruel to move it. Monitor your dog at all times. I cannot stress that enough, okay? You would not leave a baby alone in your house unsupervised with no one watching it. And that's pretty much how your senior German Shepherd's going to be mentally with mid to late stage dementia. You cannot leave that dog alone. You can't. If you have to go out of your house, you need to make sure that he is in a secure, space where he feels comfortable. And he can't hurt himself in any way at all. All right. So whether that be a crate, you could do something along those lines. If your dog is familiar with a crate, you could crate your dog and make sure he's okay in there. Or a small room with things that he is familiar with. You can leave him in there. But you need to monitor your dog at all times. And he really should not be left alone for very long. Like if you have a dog with dementia, now is not the time to, take a 10-hour day trip to go visit, a cousin 3 counties over. It's not the time. If you need to do something like that, I understand things come up, but if you need to do something like that, you need to make sure someone's with your dog and monitoring your dog if you're going to be gone for the day. So that's really important. All right. Because even if they can't hurt themselves, they're going to be confused, disoriented, and stressed. Don't leave any doors open. Don't leave any doors open. Don't leave closet doors open. Don't leave your exterior door open, your basement door open, your garage door open. I mean, you've heard stories about people with dementia walking out of their house and being lost and being found like 2 miles away, or worse, not being found at all or being found deceased. It's the same with dogs who get dementia. Don't leave your doors open. I don't know what's going to happen if they get into a closet, probably nothing. But, basement door, if you have basement steps, they could fall down the stairs. Your garage door, they could walk right out. Someone sees a dog, they don't know it has dementia. They're just like, oh, there's a dog. Someone like me would probably stop, but most people seem to not, just keep going. So make sure all of your doors are closed. Block off any stairs with a baby gate. You have basement stairs, you have stairs to a different level in your home. Make sure that the stairs are blocked so your dog with dementia doesn't somehow manage to get up the stairs and possibly fall down a whole flight of stairs. That can happen. So make sure you have baby gates around the stairs. Maintain regular visits with your trusted veterinarian to monitor the progression of the disease and to to judge whether your senior German Shepherd still has quality of life or not. And above all, you need to be patient. You have to be patient, folks. I mean, it's going to take a lot out of you if you have a dog with dementia. It's a very, very emotional ride. It really is. But you have to be patient. You have to take care of yourself. You have to take care of your dog, and you have to be patient. Okay. And if you feel like you're struggling, that you need a break, find someone who can come and just stay with your dog for a few hours and go do something nice for yourself. Go get a nice cup of coffee somewhere, sit in a park by the lake, read a few chapters in a book, or go for a hike in the woods or kayak, or go for a nice long ride. Anything that you find comforting, go do that for a few hours while you know your dog with dementia is in good hands and nothing bad is happening to your senior German Shepherd, right? So be patient. Preventing dog dementia. Like some of the other illnesses we've covered, if they're going to get it, they're going to get it. You can be the best dog parent and do everything by the book, and sometimes these things just happen anyway because it may be predisposed and there was nothing really that we could do to prevent it anyhow. And I'm not saying that to sound like a Debbie Downer, but it is the truth. But trying to prevent dog dementia, let's just say that. How can you do this? Okay, so let's see. One way is to maintain regular exercise throughout your German Shepherd's life. Okay, so it's a lifelong commitment. Walk regularly, swim regularly, do dog training regularly. The bottom line is you're not allowing him to become a couch potato, because studies have shown that dogs who are couch potatoes are the ones that are most subject to things like dementia. All right. So make sure he's staying active, both physically and mentally. And that's the next one. Keeping your German Shepherd mentally engaged and this is continually, again, this is a lifelong commitment. So this is by going to new places, smelling new smells, meeting new people, new dogs, learning new tasks, again, such as nose work or swimming in a lake. You want to keep your dog mentally engaged. And I'm painting this picture, but I don't want you thinking, you're getting up, you're getting out of bed. You instantly have to keep your dog mentally stimulated all day, every day, 365 days a year. I'm not saying that. That would be ridiculous. I'm saying regularly. Okay. So if one time a day you're taking your dog out for a nice long walk, that's fantastic. Really, if you could break it down into 2 times a day or 3 times a day, that's even better. Short, frequent walks is actually even better than one long walk. All right. So if you could do that, that would be great. If you have a snow day, go out and go make some snowballs for your dog, throw them up in the air and have your dog, catch the snowballs, run around, roll around in the snow. Take your dog for a walk through Tractor Supply or Home Depot or some other dog-friendly store. Let him smell all the smells and meet new people if you're into that. Some people don't want that, but you can still engage your dog mentally one way or another, whether it's one-on-one or in groups or, multiple walks throughout the day, but keep your dog mentally engaged. Give your German Shepherd a job. This is fantastic. Give your German Shepherd a job. I mean, you can check it out on YouTube. People teach their dogs how to pick up their toys and put them back in their toy basket, or how to open or close a door. Well, they'll put a dish towel, through a handle, and then they have the dog pull on the towel to open like the refrigerator door or something like that. So obviously it requires training, but that is the point. You're keeping your dog mentally engaged. And this is my absolute all-time favorite. If you have a farm, your German Shepherd's a herding dog. Teach him how to do his job. That's what he was born to do: protect, serve, and herd. So teach him how to herd. If you have livestock, he would be in his element if you could do something like that. If your German Shepherd is not, on a farm, you don't want to just take your German Shepherd to a farm and turn them loose, because that would probably end up in chickens being dead. So that requires training. But again, that's the point. All right, maintain a healthy diet, such as a nutritionally balanced, human-grade, whole food diet that offers variety and is packed with brain health nutrients. That's our go-to right there, folks. Be sure to incorporate routine veterinary checkups. So let me just talk about that for a second. All right, so routine. When your dogs are younger, okay, when they're puppies, they go to the vet, more often. But as they, are in adulthood, middle adulthood or whatever, typically a routine exam is once a year. Okay, it's similar to healthy people. Once a year, you go get your physical, your blood work, your exam, your eyes checked out, all that stuff. However, as our dogs age, and again, a senior German Shepherd is a senior by the time they're about 7 or 8. They're geriatric by the time they reach 10. So by the time they become a senior German Shepherd, if they're still healthy, one time a year for a checkup might be fine. If they're not healthy, you're going to have to go multiple times. But the older they get, you really should be taking them twice a year, every 6 months for a checkup. Okay, so, all right, that's really all the tips I have. I know firsthand dog dementia can be unsettling for you, the dog parent, to witness. There's just an array of emotions you go through while you're watching your fur friend suffer from this degenerative brain disease. But if there's one tip I could give, it would be that you really do need to keep it together. Because as unsettling as it is for you to witness, it's downright frightening for your senior German Shepherd to have to go through. And if you have experienced it, I'm really sorry. My heart goes out to you. If you haven't experienced it, I'm so super happy for you. If you think this is what's happening to your dog right now, you could certainly reach out to ask any questions or any advice or anything like that. If it's medical, I would really have to steer you toward your veterinarian. We really don't give out medical advice. We just try to offer tips and suggestions on how to help navigate through these unsettled waters of dementia. All right. Now, even though this is happening, dementia is happening, again, the early onset, it's still manageable. Doesn't mean that you can't be proactive in helping your fur friend stay as comfortable for as long as possible. You can do that. You can do that during the early stages of dementia, but just know that in the end, you're if he doesn't pass on his own from something else, you're going to end up having to help him across the rainbow bridge. And the key is knowing when it's time. This is something I'm asked, I don't know how many times a year, really. How do you know when it's time? It's different for every dog. It's different for every dog, no matter what they have. I mean, we are end of life care here at Woody's Place. And so helping a dog across the rainbow bridge is something, unfortunately, I'm very accustomed to at this point. I don't love it, not one single time. I've said this before. I cry every single time. And sometimes I'm just inconsolable, and I just need time to myself to collect myself, and then I can move on. But knowing when it's time is hard. And the only thing I'm going to say to that is you'll know when it's time. Basically, when you see they have no life left, when they're certainly not the dog they once were, when they're suffering to the degree that all holistic and medical interventions have been exhausted and there's nothing else you can do. The only thing you can do at that point is give them peace and help them across the rainbow bridge. As much as that hurts you as a dog parent and as a person, that is the only thing you can do. And I really do believe it is the greatest gift because, it is a 100% selfless act because you as a dog parent want nothing but for your dog to be healthy and well and vibrant, and they become your family. So to make that decision knowing you're ending your dog's life it's a really big pill to swallow. It really is. But that's what makes it so selfless, is because you're putting your wants and needs above what your dog needs. And at that point in time, when there's nothing else that can be done and your dog is suffering immensely, that's all you can do. So that's my response when someone answers, "When do you know it's time?" And I hope that helps you. And as always, our goal here at Woody's Place with these, I should say with Life with Old Dogs, is to help arm you with as much knowledge as we can to help you and to help keep you enjoying your dog for as long as you can, and to navigate any sort of issues that may come up as you are enjoying all of the time that you are having together. So anyway, all right, I've gone on long enough and I feel like I'm rambling here. There's a few references at the end of our blog, blog post that correlates with this. Again, I feel like I have to mention this every single time. Season 3, all of our podcasts are correlating with our blog post. Okay. So you can read the blog post and you can listen to the podcast. I talk a little bit more, obviously in the podcast than what's covered in the blog post. But then the blog post has things like links to references, that you could check out. And also, there's information about Dr. Hemp Dog, the CBD oil we use. Again, I can't stress it enough. There's a lot of crap out there in terms of CBD oil. So you have to know what you're buying to ensure the comfort of your senior German Shepherd, and so you're not just throwing your money out the window. And that's what we do. That's what we do with Dr. Hemp Dog. We found what we feel really works. Dr. Hemp Dog is a hemp oil tincture. Tinctures, actually, there's several different tinctures. And in the blog post, in every blog post for season 3, I have a little bit down at the bottom about Dr. Hemp Dog, and there's a great article that we have on there, and I posted it. It's about arthritis, but you could check it out. We also have a coupon code for 10% off for Dr. Hemp Dog that they gave us, specifically Woody's Place, for you to use, for you to try. And I just have to say, if you want, you can actually schedule an appointment, and they actually prefer you do this because they want to know why you're using the Dr. Hemp Dog products, so they can tell you exactly what tincture to use and the exact dose that you should use for your dog, for your specific dog. They're going to want to know what medications your dog is on, how much your dog weighs, what ailments your dog have, and then they're going to tailor a specific dosage and tincture for your dog for his needs. So they're phenomenal people, folks, and lots of information on their product. They're transparent, which is what I love. So be sure to check out the blog post too, and I'll be sure to put that in the show notes. All right. Okay, so that's all I have this week for canine cognitive dysfunction, otherwise known as dog dementia. And next week is dental issues in senior German Shepherds. So if you ever had a toothache, that's no fun, but we'll be covering that next week. All right, until then, be well.